Tell me something about yourself. Your name, what do you do, who are you?
My name is Daniel Ascarati. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I currently sing flamenco. I've been living here in Sevilla for 3 years now.
Do you like Sevilla?
Yeah, I love Sevilla. It's a good lifestyle here, and it's awesome seeing flamenco here and studying here, and I have a lot of friends here.
Fantastic. What first got you interested in flamenco?
Growing up in a Spanish-American family, I was exposed to flamenco music as a kid. I can remember dancing like rumbas and probably some sevillanas and family parties. So I really, I don't know how old I was when I really just realized I was like, this is just really fun, cool music, and it just grabbed me all of a sudden, and started playing guitar, and I just became obsessed with Spanish guitar, flamenco guitar, little that I knew back then.
Awesome. So tell us about your flamenco study, your journey. So where have you studied it?
Sure. Back in the States, I took workshops whenever I could. I was doing mostly guitar back then, but some singing, some cante stuff. And then it wasn't until I took my first singing, my cante class here in Sevilla in Taller Flamenco. I really just realized that I had this hidden passion for singing, and I just became hungry for more. And so then much later, I think 4 or 5 years, I decided to go to the Fundación Cristina Herrera.
And if you guys want to know more about Taller Flamenco Fundación, we do actually have interviews available on our website, so just go and click the link. So tell us about your experience in the different schools that you have.
Sure, yeah. So the Taller Flamenco I felt was a really good place to get your feet wet with flamenco. A really friendly environment, one-on-one with the teacher, very educational. I enjoyed it, but was also looking for more of that interactive experience. So the Fundación Cristina Herrera was everything and more. I was like being in a movie. Going there and being with tons of eager flamenco students and sharing stuff. I mean, I didn't do guitar there, but I did singing there, and having little jams in the courtyard after class, and then just being in class with really really high level teachers. It was a great experience.
Tell me something about your teachers. So who were your teachers in the Fundación?
Okay, so I was with Rosie Ladivi, and I was with Julian Estrada, and I was with Jose de la Tomasa. I was with Lydia Montero for technique, Pepa Sanchez for history.
Can you tell me something about the most influential teacher?
Sure, I'm going to say two, which was Jose de la Tomasa, and then one of my recent teachers here, the Lebrijano. And those two, I'll say for Jose because Jose was really the first teacher that helped me express flamenco in my own way, and he encouraged me to do that. At some point he was just saying, I would forget the words or whatever, and I didn't have it memorized yet. He was saying, Daniel, don't even read the letra, just do it with your hand. Let your hand guide you. Sing with your hand. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm trying to do it. I'm seeing where this is going. Okay, and it was like this wild adventure, And then Lebrijano, because he's very innovative, and and he, taught me also along the same lines of expression, and also he had this interesting way of singing more with his. I felt more with his nose.
How interesting that is. The nose and things.
Yeah, it's good. It was a new concept for me. Right here, he said right here, and then goes out of the head, out through the head. And I was like, whoa, that's okay. And I didn't even think of it that way in technique class in the Fundación.
Yeah.
So that's what, it was almost a breakthrough.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what has been the highlight of your flamenco?
One of the highlights, for sure, I go back to performing at the end of the school year student show at the Fundación. It was a chance to showcase everything I had learned from that year, to show how I've grown. The teachers choose what the students have to sing. So Jose de la Tomasa chose me to sing a bulería, and I was like, okay, bulería. I really don't. I feel like I haven't mastered or by any means bulería, and it was going to be a challenge for me. But I surprisingly got to the show that night and was really relaxed. And I feel like I did a pretty good job. I had a great time, and I felt like I pretty much nailed it. And at the end of the performance, I see this hat, like literally a hat fly on stage, and people were clapping, and then I look off stage, and it was Jose de la Tomasa that threw the hat up on stage, and he was saying, "Oye, viva California, así se canta," and I was like, just beaming. I was like, wow, thank you so much. Like, thank you, God. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, everybody. And it was really good, satisfying experience.
So what's the most difficult thing for you in your singing?
And as a singer, and for me, but I think more in general, there's like a lot of different styles in flamenco and pose, and to differentiate how to sing. For example, like an alegrías as opposed to a seguidillas is very different. There's a certain different story that you have to tell, and a certain way of singing, and there's a lot of different styles of flamenco. So that's definitely challenging as a singer, and for me, and studying properly and feeling comfortable with the style, each style that I learn, and expressing myself in that way.
Who is your flamenco idol?
Flamenco idol? Oh my gosh.
Big question.
Oh my gosh. It's funny that I started studying with El Lebrijano because I listened to him pretty early on in my Cante journey. I started listening to him. So I have to say he is one of my idols for sure, El Lebrijano. And now even more so because I've gotten to study with him. And he's broken down some Cante stuff for me. I was kind of starstruck when I first walked in the classroom and he was sitting in the chair, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to sing in front of El Lebrijano. And because I started listening to him when I was like 20, in the car. I had a CD in my car.
What's your favorite color?
So the thing about flamenco is that it's so vast and so rich. There's so much in flamenco. I don't think I can say I have a favorite color. I mean, I love most everything in flamenco, and I really strive to learn as much as I can and be curious about everything.
Cool, awesome. And where have you performed?
Here in Sevilla, I guess to name a few, La Caja Negra, La Sala Garufa, La Flamenquería here in Triana. And then I actually did some school performing in schools around here, intercultural performances, which was pretty interesting.
Awesome. Is it really difficult for you to perform in a city where you will get critiqued? Because, I mean, you are not from Sevilla, you are not Spanish. Is that something very difficult for you? Or have you had different experiences with that?
It is, in a way, it's an obstacle that I have in my mind sometimes. It brings me to that next level. It's the hurdle that I'm jumping over, and it's propelling me. It's giving me confidence. I enjoy doing it, and people here, for the most part, they're pretty gracious and appreciative.
Awesome, fantastic. Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time with flamenco?
Oh man, 10 years. I don't even know. Yeah, I do think about the future actually. I can't say that I don't. I do think about 10 years. You know, I'm definitely going to still be singing. I'm pretty sure I'll be, you know, hopefully more knowledgeable and being confident and comfortable singing. I don't exactly where and how, I don't know what I'll be doing and where, but I do, you know, I want to be successful at anything I do, and I really have the confidence that I will be.
Well, are you seeing yourself staying here in Seville, or would you like to go somewhere else?
For sure, I see myself always coming back to Sevilla. Living here permanently, I don't know, but you know, maybe, you know, I also, one thing I really want to do is, I'm American, so I really want to give back to, you know, the States. I started flamenco there, and I have my first teachers there and my friends, and every time I go back to the States, I feel that they're proud of me and they're happy when I go back and I perform. So maybe I can settle back in the States and just come back and forth and still keep studying in Sevilla.
Awesome. So what advice can you give to anyone who wants to be a flamenco singer?
Some advice that I would give to anybody wanting to be a flamenco singer is, you know, really to just, the best advice I can give is to come to Sevilla. Come to Sevilla, see flamenco here firsthand, study here, maybe live here a little bit, and really help me understand flamenco better and kind of embody flamenco a little bit more. Other than that, be curious about flamenco. You know, there's a lot of, you know, flamenco has cante, it has baile, and it has guitarra. You know, all those things, it makes up a language, flamenco language, and all that's important. And the singer has to know the baile, the singer has to know the guitar, and how to work with everything. So that's what
How can we find you on the net?
I actually do have a website, danielascarati.com. A year back, I did record a 5-track CD with guitarist Anush Sadat. Yeah, I'm gonna send a SoundCloud clip to you guys.
Exactly.
And
Yeah, and then you guys can check it out on our website. That would be really good. Awesome, fantastic. Thank you so much for that interview, Daniel.
Thank you so much, flamencogypsy.com.